Hey everybody, this is Jeremy Bellotti. I am with somebody very special and I'm really excited to introduce him to you and have him share just the overall vision of something really amazing for entrepreneurs who are really excited and passionate about being able to create something really special. So I'm excited to welcome Mr. Anik Singhal, the CEO of Lurn, the transformational home for entrepreneurs.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited. All right.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think one of the biggest questions that anybody would want to know about somebody who is running a company about entrepreneurs and leading entrepreneurs around the world is, what is it that fueled you to start that? What is the driving force behind Lurn?
You know, it's funny you asked that, right? So it's kind of, if I had to say, it's watching the news. I know, right? So I look around and I think that entrepreneurs are the future. Look, if we want to solve a problem, you want to solve world hunger, world peace, I swear, I would rather give it to an entrepreneur before I give it to a politician any day. And I felt, and I feel, if you look at the history of our world, when we've had the most progress, when we've had the biggest technological advances, industrial advances, anything, you'll see one common trend. It was an entrepreneurial person behind the means that made it happen. And in the last 10, 15, 20 years, I feel like we've gone away from that. And that, to me, is troublesome. That troubles me. And I think it's also, again, because of the way our systems are. So if you look at the way our educational system is, it brews people, it literally brews people to be employees and to have this very you-fix-it mindset. So I recognize right off the bat, there are way more entrepreneurs in this world than are currently active. They just don't even know they're an entrepreneur because that's not a checkbox in school that you can put. And so what really, I sat down once and I said, how am I going to impact the world? How do I leave my, mark, my dent? How do I help? And I thought the best thing I can do is empower others to go out and do things, right? So eventually I could be a day where I'm on my deathbed and I say, well, wow, there was 1 million entrepreneurs that I was able to help. And through those 1 million, there's definitely a world movement that started. Something happened, something changed somewhere. And so that, to me, I thought, I love entrepreneurship. I love entrepreneurs. I know what they need because I've been in their shoes. I've had to fight the fight alone. I thought there's no better way for me to serve this world than to go out, rally behind entrepreneurs, and give them what they need. Yeah. And so that's what really drives me. I'm not shy to say it's to change the world. Yeah. This is my way, I think, of contributing.
Yeah. So how would you best define what Lurn really stands for? How would you best define Lurn?
So Lurn, we have a purpose statement, right? So we don't have a mission, we don't have a vision, we have a purpose. And that is to be the transformational home for entrepreneurs. There's 2 words in that sentence that define what Lurn is. Number 1 is transformational. Let's face it, I spoke about something. I said, society, environment, the world, we're not built to be entrepreneurs. The system isn't coded to help us become entrepreneurs. So right there, that when you want to become an entrepreneur, if you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 25, doesn't matter. You've been through enough years of wrong conditioning. So you need a transformation. You need to transform who you are, how you think, how you eat, how you walk, everything about yourself. So Lurn is here to help you do that. We're a transformational, and that leads me to the second word, home. Because I think being an entrepreneur is one of the most lonely things you can do. Look, everyone is so busy running their business, their company, their thing. They don't have time to go around and support one another, to share, to collaborate, to support, to get behind. And we've seen in the company what an empowering impact that can have when you just know you have a family behind you. So this right here, we're sitting in the physical home for entrepreneurs. You walk in through those doors and you are home. We are just as crazy as you. We think just as big as you. We don't tell you that you can't do something. We show you how you can do it. We empower you, we support you, we back you up. So that's what Lurn is. When I look at the Lurn logo, I see support. I see mass. I see volume. I see empowerment, right? I see you being able to come to someone and say, man, I'm down. I need help. And this entire nation, Lurn Nation, just gets up and says, we're behind you. Yeah. What do you need? We got your back. I think that's what Lurn is. I think if I had to say in a shorter sentence, we got your back. That's what Lurn means to me.
Yeah. So being able to have that community and having the collective, momentum of entrepreneurs around the world coming together, why a physical home? That's such a unique thing to actually have a physical space where people can come and gather as entrepreneurs behind that vision. Why a physical home?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So, I've been working with students virtually for 15 years. Yeah. And we've done really well. And so I get asked this all the time. Why did you go spend $3.5 million building this place when you've done so well virtually? Here's why. I remember the days I was in college. Do you know that in this world right now, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to live in a community or be in a community, once you leave college, it doesn't exist. It's not out there. Now, every other profession, engineers, lawyers, doctors, they have associations, they have groups, they meet, they combine, they collaborate, they do all this stuff together. They have power of unity. And here with us, entrepreneurs don't have that. Nothing will ever change. I don't care how advanced the internet gets. Nothing changes the ability to say, hey man, how are you? How can I help you? Yeah. Right? This right here, this communication, this interaction. And I started to hear it from the students again and again. You know, we run workshops. People come to a workshop. So here you've got a student that's been in our program for years and years learning. And then all of a sudden they come to a workshop for 4 days. Years in this program. 4 days, face-to-face. Breakthrough. And they're making massive leaps and bounds. So I realized there has to be a place where we can support people face-to-face too when they need it. And people need that. We just need, we forget with the internet that there is a human interaction component. But the short answer, Jeremy, is that people asked for this. That's what our community wanted. They want a place to be able to come. They want to be able to walk into a place and physically open a door and walk in. And when that door shuts behind them, they feel, I can be myself here. And everyone here wants me to succeed. Everyone here wants to support me. And so that was why we did what we did. And it's already showing. I mean, you could already see how people are going to use this place, and it's amazing. Yeah, and the energy here is just incredible. And once you get people in, and you have entrepreneurs that are already driven to create and to really grow together, to have them together is amazing. So, who would you say is like the ideal individual that would come here and really benefit from being in an environment like this? Yeah. So honestly, anyone. You're most welcome. I really feel like anybody. Even if people think of entrepreneurship as one way. Right. They think entrepreneurship means a guy who goes or a girl who goes and starts their own business. Yeah. That's not true. In today's day and age, there's a whole other kind of entrepreneurship now. It's called intrapreneur. So you can be working for someone and be an entrepreneur. Because you can work for someone and own your division, own what you do, create leaps and bounds within that company, within that infrastructure. No one at Lurn, none of our team members are employees. That word doesn't exist in this company. We're all intrapreneurs. Everyone has their own department, their own thing, and they're driving forward. They're creating their own success. They're creating their own paths. They're not being micromanaged. Yeah. And so there's this whole new world, right, of individuals that you could be working for a big company, but you don't treat that company as an employer. It's almost like they're an investor, right? So you have your own little department within that company and you run it like that. But I think I always start with and say, dreamers. Yeah. Now, I don't mean dreamers in the political sense. I mean people who have a dream. People who wake up. I love people like this, right? So people that wake up and say, God, I'm not happy with my current scenario, like my situation. I'm having to pay my bills. I don't know how to pay them at the end of every month. I'm stressed out all the time. I don't like my job. I don't like my boss. I don't like this. I don't like that. I dream for more. But I have no idea how to get there. I have no idea what to do. I just know I want more. Come on in. Want that person here. We'll help you figure out what, why, how, where. The desire is what's important. Yeah. And we don't need you to know anything past that. That's our job. That's what we'll help you do here at Lurn. All the way down to the person who says, you know what, I got a business, I want to scale, I want to grow this thing, I'm ready to do fundraising, I'm ready to grow, bigger, badder, faster. Great, this is your home as well. And then the other person who says, look, I love my job, I love where I work, but I want more responsibility. I want to pave new paths, I want to contribute more. Great, come on in. We have amazing workshops, courses, training, support. We'll get you to a place where you are literally so key to your company that you can never be let go of. You are literally, making leaps and bounds inside of that infrastructure. So I honestly got to tell you, if you look around this facility, we have the word dream up so many times. Dreams, goals. If you have a dream, if you're just not living the life you want to live, this is where you come. Yeah. This is your home. This is where we're going to help you go from here to here. Whatever that is, it doesn't matter, here to here.
Yeah. So you have individuals that are business owners or want to become entrepreneurs and really stepping into this world and kind of escaping maybe what they're used to experiencing out in the normal world.
Yep.
And they're coming into this place. I really feel that it would be beneficial to hear directly from you. I mean, you've earned over $150 million online. You've had amazing success. Lurn is endorsed by Robert Kiyosaki, Les Brown, Bob Proctor, some amazing individuals, yep. Very well respected. And it's reflected in what Lurn stands for. Yep. What has been the most pivotal thing for you as an entrepreneur, as really the vehicle behind something like this? What's been the most pivotal thing for you to have that level of success in your life?
I think the most pivotal thing for me attaining that much success has been to connect how the more success I get, the more I can contribute and the more I can give back. I think that's led me to a whole nother level of ambition. It's not about the money I make, because I can go ahead and quit today. I got enough money. I'm good. I could live the rest of my life and just be amazing and awesome and have all the wealth and fancy things I want. It's not that though, right? We currently build schools in India. At Lurn, we literally build schools in the slums of India. We now at Lurn adopt villages in East Africa and help bring 1,000 people at a time out of extreme poverty. There's no way to put money around that figure. There's 1,000 people at a time in a village in East Africa who will never meet, never know, who are officially declared not to be extremely poor. Wow. So there's a World Bank definition, right, of what it means to be in part of the extreme poverty statistic. 1,000 people at a time, we pull them out. But you know what? If Lurn was to grow and become double the size of who we are today and have double the impact, we can we can adopt double the villages. Yeah. We could build double the number of schools. We can start other nonprofit work. We can give back to this community, to every community. We could spread throughout the world. There's so much to be done. So I think that in the end, that's what drives me. Yeah. It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with impact. And I think we are in society and in the world taught that money is bad, right? So you said $150 million. There's going to be some people watching that think, oh, rich prick. Yeah. He's made a lot of money. But what's wrong with making money? Right. There's nothing wrong with making money. And I think that's one of the conditional trainings that we have in this system of ours as we grow up, that I want to combat and learn. Hey, look, money is good if used for good, right? And in this community here at Lurn, we use it for good. We go out there and we touch lives and change lives. And that is every morning when I wake up. Some mornings are hard. It's a tough thing building a company like this. But those mornings I wake up and I say, if I don't get out of bed today and if I don't hustle hard, there's going to be about 20 people whose lives I could have touched today that I won't. Yeah. There's no chance I can't do that to them. I got to get up.
Well, and how does that drive as an entrepreneur for you? It impacts the way that you serve as well. I mean, you did an entire TED Talk about empowering individuals as opposed to just kind of giving and really being able to create a return on investing your heart and soul into somebody else really growing in their own life. Yeah. How do you see that really reflective in everything you do with Lurn, everything you do in giving back, and just kind of defining who Anik Singhal is?
So I hate giving.
Yeah.
I hate it, right? I don't think people respect, appreciate, nor learn anything that they're just handed to. So even in East Africa, these individuals who are technically, in an extreme poverty, right? We don't give. We go in and we empower. So what we do is we help microfund 50 businesses. We tell them, what's your idea? They have an idea. Okay, here's $500 for your business, and we will help you get it up and running. But you want to be out of extreme poverty? It's up to you. We're just going to, I'm here one time to help you out, but this better have a return on it. Meaning, I don't need money back, but I better see that $500 I gave you one time is now supporting your family for years and decades to come and pulling you out to the next level, right? So even when you walk into the Lurn Center or when you log into Lurn Nation, right? We're not going to do it for you. I don't care how much you cry crib or how much puppy dog faces you give me. I'm not doing it for you, even though I can. I will not do it for you. I will support you. I will help you. I will stand behind you. I will help pick you up when you fall. That's I think who Anik Singhal is, and I think that's who Lurn is as well at this point is, we'll support you, we won't do it for you, you're gonna skid your knees, you're gonna bruise your elbows, you're gonna get a black eye every now and then, we'll be there to patch it up, but we won't stop it from happening because that's part of the journey, you gotta go through that. But it's just now you have a place that you can go and heal.
Yeah.
Right? Now you have a place that if you get some scuffed up knees, you know, there's 3 other people that can be like, hey man, look at mine too. You know, it's part of the process. It's okay. Like don't worry. But I think that's one thing I love to clear up with people all the time is they think, oh, so you'll do it for me? And no, I'm not doing anything for you. I'm going to help you.
Right.
But that's who Onyx and Gall is, and that's what Lurn is.
Yeah. Well, and inevitably, that's what every entrepreneur is inevitably going to appreciate in their own journey, is being able to do it themselves. Yeah. Being able to really get their hands dirty and start, you know, scraping their knees and getting up and having individuals there, mentors, and a community there behind them. Yeah. I mean, somebody just starting out as an entrepreneur, just getting into this whole new world of entrepreneurship, what would you say is kind of that number one or initial thing to really focus on to be able to start leading towards bigger success?
So the first and biggest thing is creating small wins. Small wins. Momentum is so important for a new entrepreneur. Here's how the psychology works of a new entrepreneur, okay? They listen to some YouTube video, watch some personal development, motivational thing. Yeah, rah rah, yeah, I'm awesome. I can do anything. Yeah, I'm in. I'm gonna make $1 million by next month. Like this is, I'm not even joking. It's like I see this all the time, right? They're super energized. Well, okay, now let's just talk about like statistically valid possibilities and like you making $1 million by next month isn't like, you know, really statistically in your favor. So, but I could do anything. Yes, you can. I'm not saying you can't make $1 million in a month, but I'm just saying, how are you going to feel in case you only make $100?
Yeah.
Could you be in a place to celebrate that?
Could you still be on the path to making $1 million?
Exactly. So we go, bam, it's like the diet, right? So Sunday night, I'm like, man, I'm tired of being fat. That's it. So I clear out my cabinets. I throw everything away. I go to the grocery store at 11 at night. I pick up all the protein bars and all the pea protein and all that stuff. I stock my fridge up with it. I go the next morning, Monday morning, I wake up, I run for the gym. I do all this stuff. By Wednesday, Thursday, I'm like, oh, man, I'm tired and this. Next thing I know, I went all in and I was like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds this month. It's not sustainable. Right. So people go about entrepreneurship the same way. I'm going to go big. I'm going to do it all right now. It's not sustainable. And the first time something doesn't go their way, tantrum time. This didn't work. This didn't that. So-and-so didn't do this. So-and-so didn't do that. Victim all out. Yeah. And that is all the wrong stuff. That's why we are transformational home. We got to get rid of that stuff. Right. Right? So can you be in a place where you appreciate, celebrate the journey and realize that it is a journey? There's a lot of things that have to happen. It's not just going to happen overnight. And so small wins. Yeah. And I deal with this all the time, especially with young entrepreneurs. I see it all the time. So much passion that can go one way or the other, right? Passion can go towards like, let me hustle day and night, or passion go like, I'm a self-destruct now like crazy because I'm angry. Things aren't working my way. You just got to be ready to hustle hard. And like I said, if your goal is to make, I'm going to make $1 million by next month, and you've only made 20, you need to be at a place where you say, damn, I made 20 bucks. Yeah. Like, now let me see what I did to make 20, and like, let me figure out how to do that 5 times so I can make 100. And then I'll figure out how to do that 5 times, I'll make 500. Then I'll figure out how to do that 5 times, I'll make 2,500. That mindset, that's how I got to where I am, and that's how every successful entrepreneur has been able to conquer mountains. Yeah.
Well, and I think it's also escaping the residue of kind of the past mentality of time for money. Yeah. Oh my God, I put a month in my time and I'm not a millionaire yet, and I've only made $20 because they're connecting with, I put in so much time, and yet I feel like I haven't gotten the return. I could go work for $10 an hour. And so how do you escape that? What's kind of the road to like saying, okay, that's a whole nother paradigm that I get to shift out of if I really am going to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, be real with yourself. What are you really looking for? Are you looking for the lottery?
Yeah.
That's what I say. Are you looking to win the lottery? Then go play the lottery. Don't be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship is not about being in the lottery business. You know, I literally, there is no such thing as overnight successes. Yeah. Okay? And my favorite quote I ever heard is, yeah, I'm an overnight success. It just took me 5 years to get here. Right. Right? So if you want to be a millionaire by next month, go play the lottery, man. Put as much as you can in it. You have a better chance. I honestly think you have a better chance than of doing it through entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is more than money. It's about impact. It's about knowing what you're doing, where you're going, what problem you're solving. What is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is discovering a problem, solving said problem, creating value. Those are the three components of entrepreneurship. Finding a problem, solving a problem, creating value. That last piece, that's where billionaires are created, value. So you are as wealthy as the value you've created in the world. So when I look at myself and say, man, I want to be even more wealthy, the question I ask myself isn't how can I make more money? The question I ask myself is how can I create more value? Because the money will come.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother frame of thinking right there. You know, and that's why people come to being an entrepreneur. Unfortunately, there's so much bad messaging out there, right? About like, click a button to make millions, you know, and so people fall for that.
Yeah.
Because people want to be lottery winners. They don't want to actually be entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is not about money. It's about impact, change, and change is not easy to create.
Yeah.
Ask any person who's trailblazed for anything in their life. It's not easy, but that's why it's valuable.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy.
Yeah. Who would you say is the biggest influence in your life that has really kind of grown these ideas and this way of thinking and this way of viewing the world and being passionate about entrepreneurship? Who's the individual or the influencer that you really can look back to and say, that person changed everything for me?
You know, it's funny. I know that you're probably expecting me to kind of say some big entrepreneurial name, and the truth is that I'm very fortunate and blessed that a lot of these belief patterns were instilled into me when I was very young, when I didn't even know what entrepreneurship is necessarily, right? And this all comes from my father.
Yeah.
Because my dad is a man who, I can tell you right now, I can become a billionaire and I will not have done as much as my father did. I will not have faced the kinds of challenges and conquered the kind of mountains that he did. Because that man literally used to have to study under a lamppost or under a candle because they had no electricity in their village.
Wow.
And he went on to top and become one of the top engineers of all of India, all right? That led him to being in a place where he could move his family and immigrate to the United States, where he went on to work for one of the best companies here, then got a master's in nuclear mechanical engineering, and now works for the Nuclear Regulatory Commission of the United States government, controlling power plants. But the biggest thing he did is he put us in a place where when I turned 16, I had a car. I had a beautiful home. We had a 5-bedroom home in a beautiful neighborhood. I had every single thing as a child growing up. I can't give you a sad story. I ate like a king. You know, I had all the best clothes. I had all the toys, all the video games. So I had everything at my disposal, including a father who, when I was in the worst time in my life and falling apart and my company was going bankrupt, he literally had a home that was paid off. He took his checkbook of a second mortgage and put it in front of me and said, you can sign as big of a check from that as you want and save yourself. Man, the day he did that, I could never, ever succeed to his level.
Wow.
I knew for a fact that I can never match my father.
Yeah.
But I can try, and I'll try to take the family name to the next level, but I just don't have it as bad as he did.
Yeah.
I never will. I've always had it really good. And so I have learned one thing from him. You know, I always tell this story that I got upset with him once, but you know, he started having me study for the SATs when I was in the 6th grade. I was in elementary school studying for a test I would take to graduate high school, right? And I worked for years, 6 years. 6 years I worked hard on it. My final SAT I took in 12th grade, I got the score that I had been aiming for 6 years, right? Pick up the phone, I call him. Dad, I got this score. He's at work. And on the other side of the phone, he says, good. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So, man, it's been 6 years. This is good. But you know what? That's what he taught me. You can always do better. So I always aspire for more. I love celebrating victories. I love but there's more to be done.
Yeah.
Let's have that piece of cake and get back at it because there's more to be done. And that way of thinking, that comes from my father.
Yeah.
There's no one else.
Yeah. Well, and you talk about him really providing a place for you, an environment for you, a home for you, and really making sure that you grew up with the level of character and the foundation to grow into who you are now. What has it meant for you to see your father walking through this place, this Lurn Center, this home, really being able to show him that you're creating homes for other entrepreneurs?
Yeah, you know, I don't even know if I've processed that yet. It's been amazing. My dad and I spent, just recently from the time we're shooting this, we spent 16 hours Saturday from morning till night, nailing up every artwork that's here, you know? And I remember thinking, like, is this the best use of my time? I'm sure I can hire someone to nail this artwork up. And I said, no, this is the absolute best use of my time. This is a home I'm building for our students, and I have to have my hands over all of it.
Yeah.
I have to have built. I need a hammer in my hand and a nail. I have to build this place. Like, that's how I felt. That's how my father built the home for me. And I could see it in his eyes as he walks around. I think he, you know, it's there. And I've heard him say, you know, how proud he is. And I think that, again, like I say, I take a moment to revel in that, and I'm proud that he's proud, and I'm excited and I'm happy. But I can't take too long in it because there's just too much to be done. I got to get back on it. But I think just not even my father, but seeing my mom, you know, come in and look around and joke. I mean, my mom got lost in here at one point. And she's
That's
joking.
not a
She's
hard
like,
thing to do.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't know which way to go. And I remember thinking, now that's the kind of home I want to build, right?
Yeah.
When there's so much to do here and so many places to go and so many things that you're like, I don't even know where to go. Like, I'm lost. And so it's been to share this journey, not just with my parents, but with my wife, who's been my biggest support. I mean, I can't even put that into words. To share that with, to know that my nephews will walk in here soon one of these days and wonder what's going on. I just recently got an intern job application from my niece.
Wow.
Right? And so it's like, wow, you start to realize slowly, this really is a home in its truest form, and it's a home.
Yeah. Well, and I love that it's transformational not only for the individuals it serves, our students and the individuals that come here and that are really learning from Lurn, but it's a home for the families and the individuals that serve the Lurn vision.
Yeah, during our grand opening, I mean, you know, there's activities and fun and things to do for family. Yeah. Not just for the entrepreneur. We got face painting and balloon artists. I mean, bring your kids, bring everyone. Yeah. We're going to do youth entrepreneurship programs here. I mean, this place it should be a family. Yeah. When you walk in, you feel like you should hear the laughter, you should hear the crying, you should hear the screaming, you should hear all of what you would hear in a home. That's what I envision for this place.
Yeah. So what do you see, let's say 5 years, 10 years out, what does Lurn represent on the landscape of impact in entrepreneurship worldwide? Where do you see that? What do you see Lurn being?
5 years, 10 million people inside of Lurn Nation, 10 million people that have been empowered in one way or the other to be an entrepreneur all over the world, from India to Dubai to South Africa to South America to US to Canada to Malaysia to you name it. 10 million people who will have been given the opportunity to make a decision for themselves if entrepreneurship is or is not for them. And if they decide that it is for them, we will be there to hold their hand and walk them through every step of the way and provide them with support. These centers all over the world, not just one, but all over the world, so that people all over the world can have a door to open and walk in and be home. But I think the biggest goal and the biggest number is 5 years, 10 million minimum people who we touch and give the opportunity to change their lives if they engage.
Yeah. Well, and I love what you said about they are able to choose. They're able to decide if entrepreneurship is right for them. That's so unique, especially in the marketplace today, where everybody's like, do this, this is what's going to lead to the best life possible, and this is where we know that you should be going. Explain a little bit about what's unique about Lurn's approach to the invitation to people out there as to not only if entrepreneurship is genuinely right for you, but once you discover that, being able to find the path that serves you best and that aligns with you most. Describe that a little bit, and that obviously comes to what Lurn Nation stands for. And
so look, first and foremost, right, the way you discover what you should be doing is by first discovering what you shouldn't be doing. Yeah. Right? Process of trial and error is scary for people, but we create a home, we create a comfortable environment in which you can do that. Yeah. Exposure is incredibly important to selection. You got to be exposed to a variety of options before you can make a valid, educated selection of what you should be doing in your life. And we don't have that right now in the world. People say, oh my God, Jeremy's able to make millions doing this. Well, I'm going to do that. Right. Well, you're not Jeremy. What about Jeremy's personality, his talent set, his expertise set might be empowering him to do well with that? You may not be able to emulate that, and that is why a lot of people fail, because they are trying to emulate someone else's. See, when I'm building Lurn and when I'm being an entrepreneur, I'm Onyx and Gall. I am not being anybody else. Yeah. Now, I love the way Les Brown speaks on stage. I love his voice. I love how he projects, but if I ever tried to do him on stage, I would look like a moron. Seriously. So when I get on stage...
But you'd be hungry!
Yeah, but I'd be hungry, right? But but I'm Onyx and Gall.
Yeah.
Right? And so that is because when I was first starting those first 18 months, I tried about 50 different things. And I found the thing I'm good at. I found the thing that makes sense. And you know what's so crazy is I do so well in this style of business, the style I've chosen. Yeah. And my very wife, who lives in my home, you know, with me and has access to an entrepreneur who could teach that style of business, she doesn't care for it. Yeah. She does really well with a completely different kind of business, right? Versus my best friends. My 3 best friends all have very different businesses. Isn't that crazy? So with Lurn Nation, what we intend to do is give you exposure to a variety. So you can dip your feet in without having to spend money, get to a chance to really make an educated selection as to what your future looks like, what your path looks like. And then there's also the added element of assessments. And now this is really exciting stuff. So to help you kind of get that edge, we're going to give you a test. You answer a bunch of questions, and at the end of it, Lurn Nation's system will come back and say, based on what you've told us, here's your 7 metrics, here's beautiful charts, here's graphs, here's numbers, here's data, here's statistics, here's percentages. We think you should explore these 3. Start with number 1 this, number 2 this, number 3 this. And guess what? All of them, here's a free course. No money. Just dabble, get exposure. And then from there, choose the one that you want to commit the rest of your life to. Choose the one that you want to commit at least next few months to. Yeah. And then you can go ahead and buy the academy, right? So make an educated decision from the first step, because most entrepreneurs fail on the day 1, decision 1, step 1. They decided something based off of completely faulty rules, faulty thought processes. Yep. So they could have done anything they wanted, they would never have succeeded. Yep. There's no series of steps that would have led to success. Yeah. Literally, as I tell you this, it pains me to think that this is going on all over the world right now. People are literally starting on the wrong step.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's powerful to know that what Lurn stands for is really offering, I feel, the most empowering thing you can do for anyone that seriously is an entrepreneur at heart, which is offering an invitation to take ownership. Yeah. Right? You're offering them an invitation to take ownership over their decisions. They're deciding on the path of entrepreneurship. They're finding their way. Yeah. But then they're taking ownership over the results that they're getting long term. Am I going to commit fully to mentorship at a level that gets me to a higher standard of where I want to be? Yeah. Am I able to fully commit and own the results that I'm getting so that I can maybe see, are my results reflective of how committed I am or where I really want to be, and how do I make an adjustment? Yep. So I think that's a powerful thing. What else, if you were to say for the Lurn Center in particular, and the grand opening of it, what would you say is one of the most exciting things about this facility opening, individuals out there now having a home for their entrepreneurial journey? What would you say is the number 1 most exciting thing about having this place open?
So to go back to a point you made, though, there's a little saying I love to say is, you own you. Yeah. And I love it. I love it because, you know what? That's one of the gifts and one of the curses of being an entrepreneur. It is. You got nobody else to blame. It is all
you have full responsibility.
Full responsibility. And you know what? That's part of the transformation. It is. You got to step up and know that there is no one else to blame. And if you are sitting in a place where you're blaming other people, brother, that's your problem. Yeah. That's the problem. That's why you're not succeeding, because you are too busy blaming other people. So the first time you realize you own you. Now that segues right into answering your questions. What is the most exciting thing about launching this facility is we as a team have shattered, stepped on, and thrown out the window all excuses. You got no reason why now. Yeah. You own you. Yeah. And you need help? Are you here? Are you in our workshops? Are you getting the help? Yeah. Are you implementing? Are you executing? Are you taking what we teach you and then putting it into action? You own you. Yeah. You can't say, oh God, if there was just one place I could walk into where people could help me. Well, it's right here. Yeah. Oh, if there was just one place where I could get exposure to courses on Lurn Nation, it's already there. Oh, if there was just one place where I could get training and certification and connections and networking, well, it's right here. Yeah. So you own you now. I'm getting rid of all these excuses now. It's fun for me, because when students come to me crying and complaining, I'm like, it's not my fault.
Well, I think it's funny because people think about, when they think of entrepreneurship, they think of one of the primary things is financial freedom. But they forget the first step of financial freedom is you now have the freedom to create whatever finances you are committed to creating.
Exactly. Exactly. So people say, I'll get financial freedom when I get money.
Right.
No, it has nothing to do with it. It has that, you know, so, hey, you should invest in this course. Well, I can't afford that. Well, the Lexus you got parked outside says differently. Yeah. The Xbox you're playing at home for 3 hours a night says differently. The $120 French meal you ate at the restaurant the other night. You're listening, right? I'm hitting home with some of you guys. It is amazing what we do with our money. Yeah. And how we can justify our decisions, how the things that we need and the things that help us empower us, we don't have time or money for, and the frivolous things we do, it's because it has nothing to do with money. Yeah. Do you know why it is? It is because we are too damn scared. Because we know that the minute we make an investment in a course, a program, a workshop, we own ourselves. Yeah. We are now accountable to ourselves. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the moment has come. Yeah. Anyone who says they want to be an entrepreneur, starting the day that we open this facility in Open Learn Nation, the day we do it, anyone who says they want to be an entrepreneur has zero excuse for why they aren't successful. They cannot. It's all on them at this point.
Yeah. I think it's, but for most of you listening, that is going to sound like the most empowering message, and quite honestly, probably one of the most relieving messages that you've probably heard on social media or out there ever. Because it's just openly saying, listen, you got people here, you've got a home here, you've got every resource, tool, you know, community, mentor that's necessary for you to win, and now you get to create what you want from that.
Yeah. And for the others who are a little bit worried about what I just said, it's all right. Come on over. We'll kick you in the butt too. We'll get you thinking right. There's no problem. It's a transformation. Yeah, we really do have to go through this. Guys, it's not our fault. We don't think this way because we're lazy. Yeah. We don't think this way because we truly just want things handed to us. It's just the system that we're brought up in. It's taught us to think like this. And it's not too late. Yeah. It's not too late. You can untrain that person and build a 2.0. Yeah. Yeah. Of yourself, and that's why we're here.
And what we've seen is that it doesn't take much outside of that decision, and the community and the individuals around you to hold you to that standard.
Yeah, I mean, masters.
Yeah.
Talk to our Learn Master students. You guys are crazy. You know,
they are insane.
You know, so for those wondering what Learn Masters is one of our programs here at Learn, where you come in and apparently you learn how to dance. That's apparently that's the takeaway. No, I'm kidding. It's a complete transformative process. It literally takes people and changes their lives in and out, the way they have relationships, the way that they run business, the way they think, the way they feel, the way they eat, everything changes. But it is amazing to see the person come in that is like closed up, that is completely not ready for the world, and you see them, you know, a few days later, and they are breakdancing on a stage. They are singing. They're a different person. Yeah. And so that's the other thing about transformation is people think transformation needs to take months or years. Yeah. It's a moment, right? And you prove that to me more than anybody. Yeah. Transformation can be boom. Yep. Sometimes it can take work to get to that boom, but I have witnessed you in rooms evolve people from who they are to who they need to be in a matter of minutes, hours, days at max. Yeah. Max. Yeah, it is. It's powerful.
I love what you said, and I'll run with that, is they learn how to dance. Yeah. Because they learn how to dance in their life. They learn how to dance in becoming a new individual that it's necessary to become to really be successful long-term as an entrepreneur. Yeah. Because inevitably you're facing those challenges. Your character is tested. Yeah. And the grit and the intensity and integrity that you bring to the table is going to override any tool, any tactic that you might learn. Always. So yeah, I love that. They are truly learning to dance within the most, really the best way possible for them to understand how to dance through life.
There's free salsa classes. Not even joking, there's free salsa classes.
We do. Well, we have everybody from around the world. We have, I mean, we literally individuals from every continent come to this event. Yeah. And we have individuals from South America, from Latin America, from Europe, from Asia, from Australia.
Building a big international family of support, man. That is exactly what this is about. And I think it comes back again to simple things, transformation. Yeah. It is what we do, right? And so if people ask me about Learn, I'll tell you one thing. Entrepreneurs do not succeed because of tools or tactics. You don't. Yeah. All right? If you want me to, show you the button to push, the mirror to fix, and the series of steps and the seatbelt, that's not what leads to success for an entrepreneur. It's right here. 80-20. 80 is here. And people don't like to hear it because people think, oh, just tell me where to click and what. No, it's here. You got to go here first. That's why it's the transformational home for entrepreneurs, not the tactical home for entrepreneurs.
Right.
It's right here. And once you get that right, I can tell you right now, if you look at the challenges that I've been able to face in my life, the obstacles I've had, I mean, I've had enough for 3 lifetimes. Yeah. And I'm not even done with a third of my lifetime. And I could take on 10 times if I need, because it's just not, it doesn't matter. My mindset and what I want and my mission and my vision, my purpose, it's too strong, it's too loud, it's too passionate. I can face every challenge. That's an entrepreneur. Yeah. After that, making money, that's easy. It's like, oh, I gotta make some money. Because you can be in the ICU on your deathbed and smile. When you can do that, everything else around your life is easy. If you can be in your deathbed, in the ICU, incapable of even sitting up, in debt, business falling apart, and still be playing pranks on your nurse, just no one knows that.
Well, to me, there's nothing more tactical than that right there. There's nothing more tactical than giving yourself the gift of every single day, taking the steps necessary to become that transformation and to become that entrepreneur. And it's awesome to have a home here that allows you to do that, allows you to really honor that journey. And this is something that hopefully you will be able to experience and be able to join us in this mission, in this purpose of really creating transformational home for entrepreneurs worldwide. And hopefully that's you, a part of it, whether it's Lurn Nation, whether it is the Lurn Center here in Rockville, Maryland. We would love to have you a part of it and love to have you part of this amazing community. So Anik, thank you for sharing your gift, man. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Yeah. Thank you to everyone for being here. Just one final closing word here is, come on, get up. Just get up. Own it. You got a dream, you got a goal, you want something. I'm telling you, it's within a reach away. Just give us a chance. We'll help you get there. Whether it's virtually, whether it's physically here, whatever it is, just don't stop. Just keep going. It's a statistical game. The more times you try, the likelier you are to succeed. The more support you get, the likelier you are to succeed. Focus on this, get the transformation right, and nothing can stop you. And that's what we're here for. I told you, if I had to say one small thing, right, that we got your back. We got your back. That's what it's about.
Yep. No, absolutely. And we always like to end this and be able to share with you before you go on your journey to be an entrepreneur, to make your difference, to make your impact. When life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. Yes, that's right.
Nice. All right, man. It was awesome doing this.
Awesome
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
All right.